This is it, lads, the end of the first story arc of Ultimate Spider-Man 2024. Now possessing the super spider powers he should have had since his teens, father and husband Peter Parker has become Spider-Man. And now, alongside his new friend, the Green Goblin, they're taking the first steps to freeing their world from its evil masters. And step one is to take down Wilson Fisk. In the Parker family, Peter's not the only one in on his spider secret. His daughter May is the only other member who knows, but that might be about to change because when Pete comes to breakfast sporting a black eye, May seems to spoil the surprise for her mum and brother. Mary Jane demands the truth, and so Peter finally lets his wife in on what's been going on. The night before, Spider-Man and the Green Goblin stormed the castle of Wilson Fisk. Spidey had some reservations about breaking the law, but the Goblin assured him it's a necessary evil. This is something I think will develop more as time goes on, Goblin getting more and more edgy in how they take down crime. And this is kinda mad, have they really not called him Spider-Man on panel yet? I could have sworn Jonah or Ben had mentioned him as Spider-Man, like in one of the news articles they've done, or mentioning it to Peter. I'm sure someone must have, mustn't they? The heroes bust in, but Fisk has been expecting them. Wilson doesn't care that Harry knows about the truth of their world, because he doesn't intend to let Harry live long enough to spoil it. The supers have a showdown, and Fisk is just as untouchable as he's rumoured to be, manhandling Spider-Man and the Goblin both at once. Because Fisk has powers of his own. Unhurt by an explosion of pumpkin bombs, the Goblin's out of tricks, and the Kingpin winds up for the kill. But Peter's not going to let his new buddy down, and he throws down with Fisk himself. But Fisk beats the crap out of Spidey. They've got absolutely no chance of taking him down here, especially in his own element. Fisk just seems to be too powerful. So the Goblin returns Peter's save and summons his glider. And the Goblin's glider tears Kingpin's office apart, mostly to distract him while Spidey and Goblin escape to lick their wounds. This assault went terribly, and now Fisk knows he's got some insects to squish. And all this is the story Peter tells his family, and I'm glad they don't drag out the reveal for melodrama, even his son seems okay with it. The family swear to keep Peter's secret, and they're all actually supportive when Pete tells him. Because his reasoning is, if he's got the power to stop these criminals, then it's his responsibility. End of. But Spider-Man actually having family moral support in his adventuring, that's something we haven't seen in a good couple of years, isn't it? Though she's a little bit miffed off that it took so long to find out, Mary Jane's proud of her husband. So much so, she uses her PR skills to give the costume persona a catchy name. Spider-Man. As I've said before, maybe it's because current Spider-Man's been so bad for so long, but I've really enjoyed Ultimate so far. And I think the reason it's done so well is because once again, after all these years, long-time readers can see themselves in Peter again. Seeing how an adult Peter handles suddenly getting his power and responsibility resonates in us, because he's facing the same problems we older readers are facing, just like classic Spider-Man dealt with the same problems we faced as teenagers. That's about as deep as I'm going to get with that though, let's talk about Spider-Man. For an opening arc, this was pretty good. Setting up a whole new universe is no easy task, but every issue left me wanting more. Fresh takes on the villains were all great, I appreciate the shuffling of the rogues especially. Like Bullseye, he is more of a Spidey villain, innit? Have we even seen Daredevil yet? I know we've seen Matt Murdock in issue 1. The villain swapping's going to continue as well, because I know for a fact we've got Mole Man coming, along with a whole slew of new bad guys, because there's a new Sinister Six on the way, including my other two favourites, Kraven and Mysterio, so this book's only going to get better. All the differences are the main draw for me. The Goblin partnership especially, we know it's going to crash and burn, but how and when should keep us anxious. And the family, I really hope they get more attention as we go now that they know his secret. An adult Peter balancing superheroics with fatherhood should be the main focus of the book, because they should be the two things most important to him as a character. Overall, a great start to a story I hope is nowhere near finished.